Welcome back to qualifying. It is Wednesday. Our qualifying begins for this week's F1 Clash Red Bull Team Series event. Some big drivers: Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, 10% boosted. Make sure to check out the strategy guide that I released yesterday for full strategies for this week's qualifying session. We are running Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez level 6 and level 7, and we've also got this car setup that we'll be running too. So fingers crossed we can actually get some thunderclap at some point in between recording these races. But for now, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into race number 1. Let's pray that we get some nice matchups. We've got Miami, Mexico, Bahrain and Australia all to come. So let's give it a go. Race number 1, Miami. Good luck to every single one of you. Let me know how you get on. Can we do our first ever 188 point qualifying session this season? Race number 1 then, Miami. We've had this quite a lot recently too in the last couple of weeks, so you should be very familiar with what we are doing. This is a good matchup, so our biggest concern comes from the AI of Max Verstappen and Perez. They're going to be solid. Look at that. P3 for Max Verstappen, P8 for Sergio Perez on a nice matchup. Don't necessarily need masses of race start. So I am going to go on to Hook, and Perez I am going to go for some race start, which will be a Kawhi. Kawhi not use it. That will help him with 15 race start, and it will also help him with quicker pit stops. So, can we get a good start? And I'm going to use this little trick again. Not that it necessarily works, but just for my mental mind frame. But already, look at that. Verstappen and Perez hit the front like Red Bull tend to do. Sergio Perez will have a nosebleed running high in the current order. And down the straight we go with the Red Bull of Max. No, it's Sergio Perez leading the chase. AI Red Bull looking very quick early on. They're not going to be happy with another team coming along and taking their 1-2s and wins and podiums away from them. It's Max Verstappen on the hards. Perez catching us on the softs, but he'll pit on lap 2, same as Max Verstappen. In case you're wondering, no safety cars have been enabled yet. Still disabled due to some issues of them going too fast. So don't expect to see any safety cars as of yet. But who knows what could happen for the weekend. But Verstappen does lead in P1. And he'll come into the pits for some softs this time round. Probably don't actually need to take some servicing. We'll do that next time round. Rival, P6, P14. So looking good there as Verstappen hits the pits and Sergio Perez carries on through. Nice start from him this weekend. This will fill his confidence for the week ahead. And Verstappen comes out P2. So looking fairly smooth here. And that's what we want to see. Rivals going to hard, so they're going to be very slow. And they are on both sets of hard compounds, I think. Yep, so we're going to have the significant pace advantage as we enter this straight, where Perez will then exit into the pits. So Perez coming in now. Max Verstappen will do one more, and he'll come round for mediums. We're doing a 2-2-3 and a 3-2-2. So he'll come back for mediums. Quick pit stop from Perez. We'll see him just come out ahead of Max Verstappen. He'll be loving that inside that crash helmet of getting ahead. But a nice... I mean, this is what it must feel like to be a Red Bull employee. Just drama is nowhere near. And this is exactly what we need. Make sure you do hit the like button on the video. Show your support. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Give us a follow. But Max Verstappen, Indy comes in for mediums. Good stint. And Perez absolutely cruising so far. He'll come back for some soft tyres, doing that 3-2-2. And Verstappen coming back out. Will he get ahead of the Verstappen? Oh, Perez this time, but he does. We're ahead. So a pit stop ahead then of the chasing pack. And we are well clear. We'll boost Perez. Perez is boosting anyway. Max Verstappen just following in the background. But P1, P2. And this is looking good. Perez coming in. We usually conserve down the straights, but we don't necessarily need to. And Perez is in. Good stop needed. Although we're not in masses of danger. And that hook working well. We're trying some different boosts. So obviously I've given you the boosts that are the go-to boosts. 35 degrees here at the moment. So we are got good tyre management. So that's why it's helping us run these tyres still. But I always like to try different boosts out when I can. You can see Kawhi closing in with the soft tyres too. Lovely combination. And down the straight. One more lap to go. Max Verstappen's got great tyre management. Or a lot better than what we think. And you can see already how, because of the weather, is very, very nip and tuck with the tyres. So, let's go. Verstappen, Perez, 1-2. Well clear of P3. Sergio Perez leading Max Verstappen. He won't be used to that. And we're going to be good. We're going to just see if we can. We follow Max Verstappen through. Look, give it a nice camera angle. It's looking good for the team. Let's try and bring them closer together. Let's get some nice camera angles on the go here. Look at these cameras. Beautiful. Here comes Perez coming to take the win off Max Verstappen. And he can't do it. Oh, lovely. Lovely through the corner. It is P1 and P2. It's a beautiful start to qualifying in the sunny Miami. A 47-point run, which is absolutely perfect for us. And we'll show you this matchup as the rival bot comes over to finish their session. And they're coming home in P8 and P13. So let's have a look. Let's see what it does to us. 47 points in the bag. Told you it was a good matchup. 1619 versus 1504. Drivers, 5-5 versus 6 and 7. And there you go. Car in our favour. Looking pretty good. Race number 2 from Mexico, and we've got a little bit of a difficult matchup. Rivals around 25-30 team score ahead of us, so let's see if we can get a good start. Let's hope we're not too pushed back. P4, P8, so similar positions, and we need to get Sergio Perez forward as fast as we can. So we're going to go Max Verstappen again, and we're going to put him on to hook. I quite like that last time. With Perez, I am going to go on to Kawhi on the mediums. Could have done 4 soft, I reckon, with both here. But it's this P3 rival. Perez, P7, I'm not too worried about. But Perez still not getting that perfect start. And actually, the rival gets bogged down. It's a poor start from the rival. And Max Verstappen is into the lead already. Sergio Perez ahead of Hamilton behind Max Verstappen. Now looking at a chance to take P3 and is past the world champion. This is a great start. Rival bogged down off the start. And now Max, or even Sergio Perez, just holding them up a little bit. And who have we got ahead? Checo Perez on the softs. That is our danger right now. P3, P1, rival now into P4, using all their power unit up. We're going to be doing 5 laps on Perez and coming back to then do softs at the end. We'll be very quick. And the rivals just got past us. We're going to just try and keep a relatively tight ship. Let's try if we can just get back past. Close that gap as well out front. And there you go, back into P3. Good tyre management. We've got 63% versus what we need of 60. So down the straight, P1, P3. Absolutely perfect. Rival closing all the time. That's because we're just looking after a bit of power unit. Rival goes through us there, but we survive. P1, P3. Very much a cornering track. You get good straight line speed down that straight, but we like the cornering sections. They are very powerful if you use a cornering boost. So Verstappen goes on. We'll bring him out for softs. We are trying that hook again. I've quite liked it so far. And the reason for that is 25 cornering. I don't need to use servicing really, but I'm going to take it. Don't have to use hook. Just trying some new boosts. The guide that you have is absolutely perfect. Stick to the boosts you know. Leave it for me to do the testing. As Max Verstappen is in. Perez carries on round. Crucial times for Sergio Perez. Verstappen's P2. And he's clear. Very, very much clear. And it's Perez coming through into sector 1, into sector 2. And he's got a good gap. And what we got? P4, 9.7. Will that be enough? They've gone on to the mediums, 10.6 now. Surely be enough. As Max Verstappen carries on round. Should be looking good for a P1, P2. Here he comes though, the Red Bull. Tell you what, we had a 10.5 second gap and you can just see that wasn't good enough. We do lose the position. So it just shows you how much time you need for a pit stop at Mexico. A good 11 seconds is probably needed. But we're not going to rush here. We're going to just close in all the while. And what we'll do is we'll probably attack next lap if we don't get him any sooner. You can see on the medium push, we're already catching him up now. And we're just holding, getting ready. That's all we're doing. Let's try and do there. Let's try and get him. I've had enough of this waiting around game. And there you go. That's how easy it was in the end. It's P1 and P2. Just going to try and look after this power unit a little bit. Don't need to. And if he overtakes us, it'll be a good laugh for the last lap. He does get us. But it'll just be a foregone conclusion. When we press the power now, we'll have Sergio Perez this lap. Nice and easy, look. There you go. Controlling it, that is what we like. None of this last ditch corner trouble so far. We can just control when we want to push. And we take it with ease. Verstappen absolutely smothered in traffic. But he's going to come away and win with P1. Sergio Perez will come home in P2. It's another brilliant race. Nice and easy. And it helped by the poor start of the rival on that first lap. P4, P6 for the rival. And let's go and see what we're up against. I told you we was a bit behind on the team score. 1619 versus 1640, so 21 altogether. And they had a level 7 Max Verstappen. And you can see car was running a fair bit amount more cornering than ourselves. Race number 3 from Bahrain, and it's another around 25 team score ahead of us rival. So let's see if we can overcome. Hopefully we'll get decent qualifying positions and a decent first corner. And that qualifying is not bad at all. P3 and P8. The rival must have decent car. We're going to do the same strategy. I'm going to go 3-3-2 here. We've got no safety cars, so I can risk it. Medium and hard. So that's actually a really good selection for us to go against. We're hoping for the good start. And Verstappen straight round the outside of the sleeping Red Bulls. And he is into the lead. What about our second driver, Sergio Perez? He's not had the most amazing start, but he can make amends for that now. And puts us into P1 and P4 and make that P3. Rival's going to be doing 4-4. That's going to be our biggest task to overcome. But already you can see we are well on our way and into the lead. Rival's going to start pushing shortly, and you can see they already are. So we've just got to look after our tyres. They're going to be doing a 4-4 whilst we do a 3-3-2. We've got an extra pit stop to get through. And we're holding them at bay. Not anymore, but that's okay. Because they're going to run out. Oh, Perez, go away. So Rival's still pushing. They're using up a lot of tyre. You can see Verstappen checking out early, and we should now catch up this Rival. Bearing in mind they are on the mediums, and they're only just over 50%, about 55%. Verstappen comes round, and we are going to service. We're also going to push for a bit, try and create the gap. And we'll do the same with Perez. We'll push Perez. So all to play for, different strategies on the go. And you can see we're already catching up to Max Verstappen. A quick burst of power sees us into P2 already. Max Verstappen checking out front. Used all his power unit though. So we'll try and gain a bit of that so he can push into the pits. Perez has got 40% now. Perez looking good on the power unit. Can we get Verstappen out ahead? We can't. But what about on pit exit? We know how quick this pit exit is. So we're not far away. P1. Can we get it back? Not quite. What about now? Yes, job done. P1. Rival's going to pit at the end of this lap. And hopefully we're going to have enough in the tank as we accrue our power unit to be able to come back at them. That is the main task in this race. 2 more laps still to go, but Verstappen pits. And now we try and build the gap. Crucial race, hard tyres going on, so we should be a lot quicker than that rival. So this is looking good. P1, P2. And they are behind rival, so we've quickly put some gap between us. And that is exactly what we need. Bahrain, 29 degrees, so not record temperatures yet. It's going up though, 31. But we'll be okay, 32. So it is starting to creep up and get hotter. The sun's about to come out in 10 seconds. And you can see the track temperature now at 34. And luckily, we are due a pit stop, 36 now. So tyres are going to be screaming. 36 degrees. Get your ice creams out. Get your sunglasses on. Get your factor 50 on. It is hot. But Max Verstappen coming in and we're well clear. Well clear. And you can see that temperature now dropping as well. Verstappen comes in. On that Kawhi, because we're doing 2 stops. Race start, cornering helps us massively. Perez comes out as well, and that sees us back into P1 and P2 quite comfortably. Rival in P3 on the hard with no power unit. Same for the rival P4 with no power unit. So, 1.5 laps to go, and we will then be seeing this through to the very last race. Can we do a 188 qualifying for the first time this season? Stay tuned and find out. Verstappen starts the last lap. Always leading Sergio Perez, same old story, just on a game. And look at this for a conga of traffic out in front. They're all fighting over last place. And there's a breakdown. Hopefully Verstappen doesn't break down. But we're through. That's the key. Sergio Perez trying hard. Not going to get there. And Max Verstappen will win. Sergio Perez comes home in P2. And the rival will take P3 and P5 once they cross the line. So we'll show you this matchup. We'll show you the 29. I think it was 29 or something. Maybe 25. That wasn't in our favour. 47 points. Let's go. There you go. 25 it was that was against us. And 8 Sainz, 9 Verstappen. And 150 over 172. So good win there. Race 4 then in Melbourne, Australia to finish the job. We've got one of our team, but hopefully it's the bot of that person's because we don't want to take points off each other. And it's going to be a good qualifying. P3, P6. We're going to do softs and medium running here. And we're going to go mediums for Perez. We're going to go... He's got decent race start, to be honest. So I'm going to go Prince anyway. And Max Verstappen out front. Only needs sort of 10. We're going to go Kawhi because we're going to a 2-stop. So also usually when I do a two-stop, we do use Kawhi for pit time and race start. Verstappen needs it at 86 race start. Perez doesn't, but blocking is going to help us. I don't know how Perez doesn't get a perfect start every time, but for us though, it's smooth sailing. Max Verstappen into the lead with Verstappen second, Perez third, Hamilton fourth, and that's Perez taking 2 cars and showing Red Bull why he needs to keep his seat for next season. Perez putting in a assistance of a champion display so far, and this will come to bigger fruition when he's got Max Verstappen ahead of him. And so far, he is catching Max on this first lap, but he is on the softs. So we just got to bide our time. We can do 4 laps comfortably with Perez, so no need to make any drastic pushing early on. Verstappen is out front. He'll be doing a 3-3-2. And Perez just a little bit slow compared to the soft tyres. Just starting to drop that back. So race start bonus reduced off. And now we're a couple of seconds adrift. But it'll be okay. We've pulled away from the rest of the field. It's Hamilton giving chase. And then we're back to the rival P6 Perez trying to get past Perez, who's finding it tough. Soft tyres. And we shall not service. There's no safety cars, so we can take less of a risk. Or no, we will service. It's quicker to service later on in the race when we don't. So we're going to push now. Make sure Verstappen comes out with a nice gap and doesn't get overtook in the pits. And we're going to push Perez briefly too, to use up some of that tyre. And, very good position, a very solid, nice and smooth qualifying session. Will this be our first 188 qualifying session? That's what we hope. And it's looking pretty good right now. Back to P3 and P4. Can we seal the deal? Perez coming into the pits then. Good stop needed by Perez. We are well clear. We're not that clear though. Hamilton in P3 comes into the pits. It's the Red Bull of Verstappen coming down the straight now. Can Sergio Perez jump in? He did the overcut. And Sergio Perez has leaped the hard tyre of Max Verstappen. Some warm-up issues probably on the hard tyres, which has caused that overcut. Or we just are faster. But for us, it's great. It's P1 and P2. That is exactly what we needed. Soft tyres next time round for Max Verstappen. And Perez bang on pretty much 4-lap mediums right now. So we're just going to cruise on medium boost still. No need to do anything drastic. But it's looking good. Let me know, make sure, down below, how are you scoring this weekend? Well, how are you going to score this weekend? What are you running that's going to help you score well this weekend? Are you rocking Max Verstappen? Are you rocking Sergio Perez? Let us know. Interesting to see how many people are running these types of drivers at good levels. I think only level 5 Max Verstappen has around 91 qualifying. So if you're running a level 5 Max, then you are bang in the running this weekend potentially. But for us, Max Verstappen has got a lap to go. And he now starts that lap. We're cruising, and that is what we want for qualifying. We don't want any drama. We don't want any Max bots. It's not what we've got. We've had 2 matchups in favour, 2 matchups out of favour. What do I call that? Fair matchmaking for us today. But Max Verstappen will push home, get rid of some of that excess fuel. And Perez is going to come home too to take P2 behind Max Verstappen. But Verstappen wins. That is qualifying for him, done and dusted. Great shift by Max. Sergio Perez comes home in P2. Beautiful, beautiful run for him as well. We'll wait for the rival to show you how it looks overall It's going to look pretty rosy for the first time in a long time after qualifying. But Perez and Verstappen both coming across the line now. P6, P8 respectively for Mika's bot. 47 points for us, so that's all that matters. Let's have a look what Mika runs. Level 8, level 6 Perez. So even the rare is looking very strong this weekend for everybody. And the car, same cornering as us, but speed and reliability just dropping on that SCR. But that is your qualifying session done for the week. 188 points in the bag, exactly what we needed. 4 lots of 47s to round it off. Remember, Friday will see us provide you with your strategy guides yet again, so that you can go out on Saturday and Sunday, score your best ever results. That's what we're here for, is to simply help you. Good luck in your qualifying. Let me know how you get on down below, and I'll see you on the other side on Friday for your strategy guide.